Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about the Devil North amplifier. This is the most requested amplifier of all my amps, right? And this particular version, what I'm going to be doing is standing behind the Valley amplifier like I normally do in AFKing, right? And this particular build always works on wave 6 so far. And for random waves, it pretty much always works, right? It's very, very rare for it to fail on a random wave. But so far I've been pretty pleased with the result, right? Considering I am AFKing the Devil North, right? But yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? So the first thing you're gonna notice, right, is this tunnel, right? So this tunnel is a recycler system, very similar to how I did recycling in my various versions of Devil North, right? So I'm going to use the 2 floors over here to shift the lava bomb, 1 tile north, and we should be good to go, right? Have walls over here, right? Triple impact double reloader wall launchers, wooden floor spikes, and these wooden floor spikes are legacy because I don't really care too much about the durability, right? This amplifier is not going to be attacked very much. And then all the wall launchers over here, as shown here, they're going to have triple impact and double reload, right? So triple impact double reload wall launchers, and the floor launchers are all going to be 4 times impact single reloads, right? So it should be pretty easy to build in terms of the trapping, right? So you can see over here, with that, you can see how I'm setting up the floor launchers and wall launchers, and that's pretty much it, right? There's nothing too complicated about that. And the half low walls over here, this is just so that the husks, when they get launched, they can't diagonally path back, right? There's also going to be 2 wall lights over here, right? And the wall lights are going to have triple impact and double reloaders, right? And this is just to buy extra time in case that they get launched over here, right? So they can get train crowd controlled. Now, for the up here, right? So suppose the floor launcher gets launched all the way up here, right? And then they could get chain launched from these floor launchers all the way back towards the north side. Or we have the flinger tunnel over here. There's a flinger tunnel over here, which is very critical for flingers, right? So when they path over here, they get recycled, and if they somehow get past the 2 tar pits, there are also floor launchers over here for them, right? So that is what's that for. And I think another important point to note out as well is the block offs, right? So the block offs over here is going to be related to Devil West. So if you haven't watched Devil West, go watch that. And then you can also watch this over here, right? So a lot of these builds over here are going to be Devil West, right? So there's block off over here, put a tile here, right? And then we're going to put tiles all over here. And this is also going to be part of the Devil West build, right? So it could be possible some flingers may path to your Devil West, maybe. But that's no issue if you have a proper Devil West anyway. Alright, so we have the tunnel over here, and we have that assassin tunnel over there, and the block offs on the west side. Okay, now let's talk about the east side over here of this Devil North, right? So the east side over here, right, is going to be ensure that the block off is enough so that they can path all the way to the east side, because these are the only things that I could use for floors for the split pathing, right? So I do not want them to path over here, right, on that block off. No, I do not want to path them there. I want to path them all the way on the east side, right, which has some floors. To do that, I have 4 layers over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, as shown, right? And there's going to be some block off in there, which I'll explain, right? Now, suppose that a laser boy does walk around. There's a chance that he might want to hit on these floors, right, which is pretty annoying. So to reset his pathing, just put wall lights over here and you should be good to go, right? And generally speaking, the floors here don't get destroyed, right, generally speaking. And if you noticed as well, there's this slant over here, right? And most of the time I don't use them because they're not always stable. But so far, this has actually been working out really good because first of all, there's very little husks that come over here. This is just to lure the husks to think they can come over here because they're going to be recycled anyway. And if they do come up here, it's going to tar pit, wall launcher towards the east side, and the east side should take care of them, right? Now on the east side over here, there's going to be met by lots of sound walls for the propanes, wall launchers, which again, triple impact over reloads, tar pits, right? Gonna go diagonally path them over here towards the amplifier, right? And these are all ceiling electric fields. Ideally, you want to use nature, right? Assuming that they fixed the bug, but if they haven't fixed the bug, then I guess give energy so you can double dip energy and nature. The reason why I want to do nature is because wave 21 and wave 26 are both water, right? So I really want that nature extra bang on them. Okay, so once we have that, we should be good to go. Excuse me. And another thing to talk about over here, right, is the block off, right? So the block off over here is make sure you put floors and pyramids all surrounding this, right? So you can see floors and pyramids all surrounding this, and you should be good to go, right? As well, to make sure that you don't need to put pyramids over here, right? This would act as 3 layers, right? But all these over here 4 layers, and this is fine, right? This over here is acting like a little bit more, but that's okay. That's part of it. So everything over here is going to be floor, pyramid, right? Now over here, there's going to be a wall, right? And this wall is going to act as additional layering for here, right? When the husks are trying to path over here, we want to really ensure that they path towards the east side. And as well, these walls over here are going to be important as acting as additional layering as well, right? Those 2 walls. And, alright. Excuse me, sorry. I keep coughing too much. But yeah, make sure you have those walls, and you should have enough layering so that they path towards the east side. No husk should ever come under. Literally no husk, right? 0. And I think that should be that. Alright. So there's going to be this little lobber tunnel, right? I wouldn't call it flinger tunnel, I would call it lobber tunnel. So that's like a flinger tunnel over there where the flingers generally hang out. This is like a lobber tunnel where the lobbers like to hang out, right? So what I'm going to do is path them all the way up here with the wall launchers over here. Wall launchers all the way across, right? And then tar pits, right? And this is just going to recycle them. That's all this, just for the lobbers, right? Maybe some other husks, but it's mainly lobbers. This is tier 2 because there's like a rumor saying that tier 3 would always blow up on propane. But I just left it as tier 2, so I'm like, okay, sure, I'll just leave it tier 2. I don't need to worry about it. Now, there's a low half wall over here, and this is just for the make sure that they actually get hit by the wall launcher. And then we're gonna have a floor over here to path them over, right? We need to make sure we path them over, and then just path them down here, right? And I'll explain the lobber shield because this is part of the lobber shield, right? But bear with me. So once we have those 3 wall launchers, we're gonna have 2 wall launchers on the other side over here to close that off, right? 2 wall launchers over here, and that should be good enough. And these are healing, but you can use any wall launcher you want. Excuse me. Alright, so once we have that, we should be good to go for that area. And I think another thing to talk about, which is going to be a very important thing to talk about, is this. You might ask, what is this? This is actually the assassin tunnel for the Devil North and the Ridge amplifier. So I'm going to place a floor tile here, stair them all the way up here, so half stair, and then slant the turn stair, and then wooden floor spikes with 0 impact wall launchers, right, all the way across, and you should be good to go, right? I might even change this up to be, let me just check. I might even change these traps up a little bit too, but essentially this should work, right? This should work. Okay. And this is just going to launch them over here, and then I'm going to try to do that loop again, right? That's it. Or they might take the home base north. That could be a possibility as well. Alright. So they're going to come up here, they're going to come up here, and eventually they're going to try to reach you, but it seems like they never do. But this assassin tunnel is very crucial. If you do not have this assassin tunnel, for the Devil North propanes, they might end up blowing up this block off over here, which would be terrible, right? Sometimes they also hang out in the Ridge amplifier, right? But it's really hard to test without coming over here, because once I come over here, right, and then the AI changes, and then it's like, oh, they're doing something else now. Right? So that's why all my testing has to be done on the Valley amplifier, which is kind of hard to test. So I just have to see the results of what happens, right, with the durability of the traps, etc. Excuse me. Now, we're going to talk about the lobber shield, right? So the lobber shield is going to be very important. So there's a lobber shield over here, right? So these are all lobber shields over here. So I'm going to start off with the walls over here, right? So there's going to be walls all across here as shown, right? And then on each wall, there's going to be a lobber shield as shown here, right? And this is a lobber shield for the scuffed area. Because a lobber and flinger can fling from over in the scuffed area, so we need to make sure that we block that off. They can fling from here, they can fling from here, they can also fling from here with the half floors on this double west over here, which if you don't have double west, you can watch my video for a decent double west. Alright. I might have done some changes on double west that I completely forgot about, but I have to look at my video to ensure that I actually did those changes, and then would have to upload a picture for them. But yeah. So once you have this lobber shield over here, you should be good to go with that lobber shield. Right. Now, there's this lobber shield over here. So inside there's going to be some ceiling zappers, or sorry, ceiling electric fields, which is cool. And we gotta make sure that we complete the lobber shield over here. So the lobber shield pretty much is going to be like somewhere, like put a tile over there, put a tile here, which this, by the way, is the tar pit. And put the tiles over here, and you should be good to go, right? So it's kind of like an L, like a night L. Alright. Once we have that, and then we're going to start off with the very far side over here. Put a lobber shield all across here, 1, 2, and slant that up, 1, 2, right? And then we're going to slant this across like shown here, slant, and then backward slant, and then wall this over here with the floor, with this trap over there, right? Or not trap, but the ceiling. So once we have that, and we're going to move on. So how would I build this? Is start from the bottom here, slant this like this, and then slant upwards, and this would complete the pathway for that floor tile and for the lobbers, right? And then build 3 across as shown here. Slant that up, build 3 across. Right? And then what we're going to do is build 2 across here and slant this, right? And then slant that top, build 1 across, right? So, or you can just go ahead, pause the video, and just build the damn lobber shield. Alright. So once you built that, and then over here, we're gonna slant that on the diagonal over here, right? So slant that backwards, right at the diagonal. And then build that tile up there. So I'm gonna do a kunai storm to make it a better view. Alright, once you build that, we can move on. 1 tile all the way up top there, right? With the 3 tiles. So 3 tiles up and then 1 tile up, right? 1 tile, 3 tiles across, 1 tile up. And then build 3 across and backwards over there. 3 over here, 3 over here. And then 2 down there. And you should be good to go with the lobber shield, right? Okay, so that is the lobber shield for here. And that should be pretty decent. So another thing to talk about here, which is probably the most important part of this build, is the amp design, right? So the amp design, what we're going to have is 16 poles, 4 poles on each corner. We're going to have 12 arches, which is 4 arches on each level over here, right? And this is a total of 28 structures, which is kind of expensive for a build, to be honest, right? Now, I think I could probably get away with some tiles over here cut, I think, but I would have to test it out, right? I would have to test this out. So I'm going to test this out later and see if that works. But for now, just use the whatever I had before. Okay. So we have a lobber shield, we have the tunnel, we have the block off, we have the amp design, and we have some stuff from Devil West, which is part of Devil North, and I think that should be overall the Devil North design, right? So it wasn't too complicated, to be honest, but I didn't want this to be too expensive either, right? So, and this is pretty much the goal of this build, not to be too expensive and still be very effective, right? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, right? This is not meant to be too long of a video because it doesn't have Double West. And I think I may have to look at Double West to see if I have to update something with the structures over here, because I did make it cheaper somehow, right? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this satisfied the curiosity cravings of everybody who wanted to see what my Double North was like, and hopefully this will work out for you when you're trying to AFK at the Valley Amplifier, right? I do have to test this structure savings, right? It saves 4 structures. I would test that out, and hopefully it'll work. But yeah, guys, go have fun building.